Hi, welcome to the first of the updates to our Series 1. In this video, we're going to be looking at how SMG frames compare to each other in PvE. In the Season 22 update, Bungie informed us that the aggressive frames have always had a fire rate of 720, rather than the 750, which had been previously stated. My previous video went off the 750 stat, so let's correct this. Okay, let's look at some examples and their sources. Okay, up first, 600 precision frames, examples being the Synchronic Roulette from Neomuna, Forensic Nightmare, which is a craftable from the Throne World, and Unending Tempest from Crucible. These are the longest reaching of the SMGs. Next, the 720 aggressive frames, examples being the Rapacious Appetite, which is a craftable from the Helm, No Survivors from the Dungeon Ghosts of the Deep, and the Immortal from Trials, one of the most popular SMGs in the game right now. Now onto the 900 adaptives, examples being the Bug Out Bag from the Helm, the Hero's Burden from Iron Banner, and the Pizzicato 22, which is a world drop. These have only recently returned, so we don't have too many of them right now. Hopefully we'll have some more in the future. Lastly, 900 RPM lightweights, examples being the Prolonged Engagement from the Vanguard, Out of Bounds from Crucible, and the Funnel Web, which is a world drop. Again, a very popular frame to be using right now. After going through the special weapons recently and completing that entire series, I've improved how I look at the data, so let's have a look at it now. Here is the raw data, which is if firing the weapon as if never needing to reload, so this can be seen as potential output. As we can see, 900 adaptives and 600 precisions output the joint highest body shot DPS. Body shot can be looked at enemies like Shanks, Briggs before their plate is broken, shielded enemies, and any enemies hiding a crit. But when looking at raw crit, which is if every shot is a crit, lightweights actually take the highest point, with enough of a margin to make it so that they have the top total, which is if mixing the body and crit values 50-50. Now let's take a look if needing to take into consideration mag size and reload speed. 900 adaptives keep the top spot for body, and lightweights still keep the crit top spot. But as we can see, it's lost enough damage output to lose the DPS total top spot to the adaptives, which has a lead of nearly 3.5%. 720 aggressives have now shown to be the weakest SMG when taking into account reload and mag size, which was a big surprise that even the 600s outperform them and have a longer base range. So what do I take from this data? If wanting an SMG in the current sandbox, I'm likely to leave 720s and 600s in the vault, favouring lightweights and adaptives. If more adaptives were available, I picked them more, but we'll have to plug the gaps with the lightweights. For the kinetic slot, I'm likely to go towards Submission from Vow the Disciple raid, or maybe, new this season, Showrunner, which can get kinetic tremors or target lock. It's in the API right now, looks to be a Vanguard weapon, but isn't in the focusing tab at the Vanguard, so I've no idea where to find this. If you know, sound off in the comments. As for a stasis option, Prolonged Engagement is a great pick, a mountain of perks, and so many great options. In the energy slot, as a solo option we have Bug Out Bag, which is amazing. Harder to get as it requires farming it from the Helm with Season of the Deep engrams, but is a solid pick. Otherwise, Callus Mini Tool is popular for a reason, craftable, and just an absolute monster with enhanced perks. As a void option, Funnel Web. Most people have still not let go of their Funnel Web since it started dropping in Witch Queen. As for an arc pick, Out of Bounds from Crucible. Just like Prolonged Engagement, mountain of perks to pick from, and a lot of options to go for. I'd love to get my hands on more adaptives, but there's just not that many good options right now. Okay, let me know what you think of the results. Do you have a favourite perk combination? Do you have an SMG with some crazy kill count? Let me know in the comments, I'll be down there chatting with everyone. This is an update from the first series where we covered every primary weapon in the game and compared all of the frames to find which is best for PvE. I'm going to make one for hand cannons as well after their changes, but waiting to get my hands on the Warden's Law once it becomes available. We recently finished a series breaking down every special weapon and finishing with a full sandbox video. If interested, you can find them on the channel. If this helped you in any way, a like or a comment goes a long way to support the channel. I make informative content, keeping everyone up to date with the sandbox and how weapons perform in PvE. So if you're interested and want to stay up to date, hit the subscribe button not to miss out. As always, be safe and never let your tea go cold.